In this video we're just going to look at finding the midpoint of 2 points. So I've got a point here that's got x equals 2, y equals 7, and one that's got x equals 6 and y equals 15. And the midpoint, you probably know, is just the middle of that line, so exactly halfway between. So what I want to do is think about the x and the y directions, and then m, its x-coordinate is going to be halfway between the x-coordinates of this point and this point. So this one was at x equals 2. If I can, maybe it's helpful to have some axes on here. I know people like axes. So here's x equals 2 and here's x equals 6, and halfway between those would be 4. Okay, and 4 is just the average of 2 and 6. So it's we could say it's 2 plus 6 over 2. It's the average of 2 and 6. That's the x-coordinate of the midpoint. Similarly for the y-coordinates, well, this one's got y-coordinate 7 and this one's 15. Okay, so there's 8 difference here, so I need to add on 4, which gets me to 11. Or we could say that it's the average of 7 and 15, so it's 7 plus 15 over 2, which is 22 over 2, which is 11. So that's my midpoint. And so, although we can think of going from one point and say work out how far it is and add on half of it, it's simpler once you've got this idea just to say, if I want the midpoint, just take the average of the x-coordinates and the average of the y-coordinates. It's much quicker once you are in the habit of it, so then you can do this really without thinking. So the midpoint of here will just have coordinates, so x-coordinates minus 3 and 2, so it's minus 3 plus 2 over 2, and y-coordinate minus 7 plus 15 over 2, so this is minus 1/2, and minus 7 plus 15 is 8, so 8 over 2 is 4. That would be the midpoint of those 2 points. Those of you that have watched other of my videos might know that I quite like slightly more awkward examples, and the point of them is to show that the technique that we've learned makes this a lot easier. This would be quite a hard problem if I was trying to work out sort of this more manually, but now I know that to find the midpoint of these I just average the values. I can just say, okay, it's 3/7 plus 2/5 is the x-coordinate, and I need to then divide that by 2 or multiply it by 1/2. And then the y-coordinate will be minus 1/3 here, plus 7/6, and again I need to divide that all by 2. So as long as we can work out fractions, we'll be okay. So this is, I need to put these over a common denominator of 35, so this is 15/35 plus 14/35, and then all divided by 2. And then this one I can put over a common denominator of 6 and say it's 1/2 of minus 2/6 plus 7/6. So we've got 15 plus 14, which is 29, and dividing by the 2 makes it 29 over 70, and this is minus 2 plus 7, which is 5/6, and dividing it by the 2 then makes it 5/12. So that's the midpoint of those 2 points that we started with. So I say, could be a tough question if we don't have that technique. It's a simple technique, but a really useful one.